Perla, can you hear me? We have a little bit of a delay going, that's to be expected. But Perla, if you can hear me. Oh, perfect. Very good. We'll give everyone else a little bit more time, see if anyone pops in. If not, we're just going to take a nice relaxing stroll through some illustration work. I'll be right back. I'm going to go get some fresh coffee from the coffee pot. I'll be back in a second. Okay, we're here. I'm going to take one headphone off. Okay, we're here. Oh, I'm going to mute that for sure so we don't get an echo. All right. Let's see. I don't know why I've got the headphones on. I'm not listening to anything because I'm kind of afraid that we'll drop stream here in a minute. But let's hope not. Right, Perla? It's kind of crazy. I have no clue what I'm doing, but we're going to figure it out. I've done a lot of research since I've seen you guys. So it's kind of wild. Just burnt my lip a little bit there. That's all right. Let's see what's happening over here real quick. I am not too overly concerned if we don't have a lot of people this first day. I'm actually not even too overly concerned if it takes us a while to get some people into the stream either, because I'm just going to leave these up as raw videos. I'm not going to edit them or touch them up at all, because again, the email that I sent you guys earlier, or not the email, the post in our Google Classroom had it to where my video editing program is not being kind to me right now, but that's okay. Okay, let me check this. This is okay. Open up to the public. Okay. Let's just roll. It says video unavailable, says Elise. Let me check something else then for us, Elise. Because I was afraid that would happen. So let me check. Elise, if you're still here, could you check and see if it works now? Also, Perla, if you are also still here, how is the video quality? Is it abysmal or is it alright? Hey, Savannah. It's pretty alright. Okay, that's not bad then. It's pretty alright. For those that are here, could you tell me, are you on your school email or are you on a personal email? Because I'm afraid that Hamilton County is possibly blocking it out. I have access to it on my end. On the video I posted the other day, I had to give access for you guys to be able to see it. But when I click through here, it goes through no problem. Personal email. Okay, rats. That's what I was afraid of. Because I think Elise is gone now. I think it doesn't let it work with school emails. That's what I'm afraid of too, Perla. So if we don't have non-school emails, then we may be sunk. Well, let's get drawing. Let's just get going. It's not ideal. Wish that we could have more people on. I'll send another little notification in our classroom about it. No, Alex, if you are on your personal email, that's fine. I think it's the only way that we'll be able to do these live streams together. I still plan to do them regardless of whether or not we get a bunch of our classes here, because I'm trying to make, if not daily, at least like every other day or at least once or twice a week, just little quick, not heavily edited, just check-ins with you guys so you can see my face. Not that I think I'm so beautiful or whatever, just so we have a little bit of familiarity back, which, you know, it'll be hard, but better than nothing. And we still may use, I'm trying to possibly also schedule chats for us within Google Classroom, because that's also possible. But I haven't heard back from enough people through Classroom. We may just work with what we've got. We're doing our best. We're all figuring it out together. Okay. Since I am going to leave this live video up for people to go to it later, then let's talk about this sketch a day assignment really quick. You can drop any questions, those of you that are here, you can drop any questions for me that you may have down in our little chat box. That's totally fine. But I think it's pretty straightforward. This is inspired by an illustrator named Jake Parker. And he does a thing every October called Inktober, where he encourages artists to, just around the globe really, to come together and respond to a list of prompts that looks very similar to this. Some of the words probably even overlap. They definitely do, actually, because I remember drawing some of these. But you just go day by day, which is what we're trying to take things right now, day by day. One word, one prompt. And what's so much work, Elise? Elise is back. Miguel, if you have a personal email or like a personal YouTube channel, go to that. And it should let you in. I may have to just try to contact Miss Sorrells and see if I can get some help with this, or someone. See if we can get some permissions checked through. Oh, I got a little bee buddy in here in my studio with me. You guys can probably hear him. Did you see him in the camera just then? Elise, remember, it's just one sketch a day. So, and for you guys, it'll technically be every other day. So it's a way for us to keep in touch that is pseudo-cumulative without being the worst thing in the world. I just saw a bee fly into the pegboard hole in my... Hang on, I gotta get this bee out of here. He's scaring me. See you, buddy. forgot where I was because that bee was here. It was kind of fun. Let's see. I'm trying to keep up with you guys in chat on my phone over here as well. But I know that there's a bit of a audio video lag just because of the nature of streaming, so that's okay. And Perla and Alex, if you guys are still here, are you using your Chromebook? Or are you using your phone or just another computer, iPad, something at the house? Richard just commented. I bet he's going to say it's not working. It's restricted on my end, he says. Let's reply. Post the link after the stream each day and add permission. Then I can't do it from phone, Jazz Draws, personal laptop. Okay. Hey, Jazz Draws. Okay, let's just get to it. Let's get to sketching. I am using my iPad and Procreate, but I realize that's not something that all of us have, so let's not get too hung up over that fact, because I am going to stick with a setting on here that is just like a pencil, just like a regular old pencil. I like it quite a bit. I'm going to keep the color on black, so it is kind of like graphite. I can go a little bit grayer if I wanted to. And our first word is tranquil. So I'm just going to open up a new little square. Actually, let's delete that. Let's just do our screen size. And there we go. We should do the chat on Zoom next time because my phone broke. Okay, Elise, great suggestion. Do your guys' school emails allow for Zoom? Because if they do, that's fine. YouTube is just something that I had a vague passing familiarity with. But if one of these other programs will allow me to show my screen as we do this, then that would be awesome. I'm just going to write our word for the day up here in the corner so I don't forget it. Whoops. I don't like how big that pencil is. Let's go back to black too. Well, let me use the technical pencil. I like that texture better. There we go. Tranquil. Okay, so school email does allow for Zoom. Okay. I'll write a note to myself up here. School email allows Zoom. Very cool. Okay. So here we go. Tranquil. What does it mean? Maybe we need to go to Google. Maybe we need to look up what it means. Maybe we already know what it means. Maybe it has something to do with the quail, because quill is in there. Spoiler alert, it doesn't, but maybe it does. Who knows? I kept looking at my phone thinking that I was recording from my phone, but I'm actually having to record the webcam from my laptop, which is why it's kind of horrendous quality. But if you guys are there, then give me some things that come to mind for you when you hear the word tranquil. Do we know what it means already? What are we working with? Calm. Okay, good. Perla said calm. Let's write that up here. Calm. Tranquilizer, Alex says. Okay, could be tranquilizer. Use that if you're like trying to, I don't know, tag a big bear to make sure they're okay. Tranquilizer, so calm. You're not wrong though, Alex. That's what a tranquilizer is used for. It's used to make something tranquil, which is to make it calm. I think of peaceful. I think serene, which is another great word. And I think still. Still. That's kind of what I got. Tranquil. Those are some synonyms for it. Calm, peaceful, serene, and still. Those are all great words. And Savannah in chat says peaceful. Perfect. Peaceful. Yeah. So here's what I'm going to do. One thing I think of when I think about peaceful is that right now outside of my little studio closet, even with headphones on, I can hear birds chirping. So that's kind of a nice peaceful sound. I hear that going on. It's great. I can kind of hear a really soft wind through the trees because there's some trees just right off the balcony here. That's really lovely as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to start sketching a little bit. Maybe I'll sketch a little bird. Nothing crazy. Why's it got to get fancy all the time? Why can't it just be a little round bird? Or as my wife calls fat little burbs, she calls them birds, she calls them burbs. So burbs equals like a fat bird. A fat bird is a burb. Thinking about a cute little bird maybe. I should stop moving this around as much. It'll drive you guys crazy. Let's actually do this. So fat little burb. Maybe I'm thinking about those trees out there. Thinking about how peaceful those can be. It's a nice old tree. Kind of sit underneath it when it's hot out maybe. Or maybe when the weather's like it is today, it's actually really nice outside. Maybe we've got a nice tree. Like that. We've talked about this in some of the classes, but this little technique right here is just called hatching. And it's where you put diagonal lines down to give something a little bit of dimension, a little bit of shadow. And it comes out really nice, right? So now we know that light would come from like up here or up here. So these branches or these leaves would kind of cast a little bit of shadow underneath them. Oh, everyone can hear the birds outside. Yeah, the birds are lovely out there, right? So we've got some nice little birds and a tree. I think about like the beach. When I hear the word tranquil, maybe I think about that ocean just gently rolling in, something like that. That's always nice. There's some little bit of grass on the hill. Maybe there's a cute little hermit crab running away. It's kind of a wild look at a beach here, but we got a beach, we got a tree, still got burb. My school email just went off. Let me check it, make sure everything's all right. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So yeah, you can just run off something like that. Who knows? So we could flesh out. We could flesh out a whole deal of this burb. We could do like an expanded burb, right? For our 30-minute little sketch fest. Even though we drew this one really quick, like how nice and comforting would it look if maybe we drew like a little colony or a little family of burbs up in a tree, right? That's something that we could do. You could pick a topic if you wanted to. You could just say something you're interested in. Maybe you're interested, one of our words is robot. Maybe you just take that one prompt that you saw earlier and you do a whole theme for your sketch-a-days. Maybe you do that. So what would a tranquil robot look like? We definitely couldn't draw a C-3PO or R2-D2. Neither one of those guys are very tranquil. Couldn't do that. But what about tranquil robots? I don't know if I know of any tranquil robots, actually. Yep, can't think of any off the top of my head. But that's okay. Maybe we could still do a little nice, peaceful robot. Maybe we'll give him a body similar to the burb. Because we kind of liked where that was going. Or I did, at least. So maybe you can just have a little body like the burb. Maybe he's on a wheel. Give him a little body right there. Maybe make it look like he's got a little fender on his wheel. Well, it's a crazy wheel. Kind of got away from me there. But that's okay. So part of me wanting to do these live streams for you guys is, one, so you guys can see me work. I gotta stop saying on this stream. But I want you guys to be able to see me work. Not because I think that I'm perfect or that I'm like a really good artist. I think I'm still trying to learn. I think that art is something that you have to like dedicate yourself to, and you just continue working at it. Perfection is not a thing that exists across all boards or all like broad strokes of art. It's just not. Because what it is that each person brings their own selves to art. And so that means, I've said this in class, it's highly specific to each individual person. It's very personalized and it's very specific. Gross. Well, Kay, that just showed up on the live stream, so stop dish. She was talking about a dish. Let's just go ahead. I can't turn airplane mode on. That's how we're looking at this. Anyways, hopefully Kay doesn't text anything embarrassing. I'll actually text her. Where was I? Just check this. We're good. Yeah. So, anyways, what I was saying about art, it's highly individual, it's highly specific to each individual person. So that means that we can kind of get off, we can kind of go on tangents, and we can kind of do our own things. Maybe you never would have thought about a robot when it comes to the word tranquil. But it popped into my mind because I've been thinking about robots a lot lately. So I'm going to keep rolling with this robot for right now. Let's see. He needs some treads on his tire. Maybe it's a new tire. You know how new tires have those little bloopies? Whatever those are called. Hairs. Tire hairs. Maybe he's got a hairy tire. I'm going to do a little cross hatching down at the bottom to give it a little bit of depth. I'm going to do some in this little wheel hub. Okay, perfect. Maybe this robot has like a big kind of like welcoming smile. Can robots have smiles? Sure. Maybe he's got a big smile. Something kind of like that. Oh, we'll give him a little digital tooth. How about that? Some big buck teeth for a robot boy. Should this burb have 2 eyes or one? I don't know, you guys tell me, what should this robot have? 2 eyes or 1? I'll give him some more facial definition while we're deciding how many eyes it has. Let's give it this pseudo ear thing. Something like that. 1. Alex says 1 eyeball. Okay. I don't really want to plop an eye right here, although that's pretty funny. Actually, maybe I do. That's very funny. I was kind of thinking maybe we go off right here. We build a little dome out, and maybe he has like a bobbly eye up here. Kind of aquatic looking. Spiked wheels doesn't say tranquil to me. They're not spiked, they're just the little rubber wheel nubbins. That's all. Let's give him... That's fun. Right, so there's a weird little guy. Oh, let's continue this like weird little panel that I made for his mouth. Let's bring that around to his eye. I actually need to bring this harder, like that. Something like that. Cool. And then let's make that a little bit more defined. Oh, let's give his mouth like the plating screw. There we go. Let's connect that back over to the ear. Good. So there's a little robot buddy. Maybe the tire, let me fix his eye. I don't really like that eye. I'm just going to go in there with my eraser. Get rid of it a little bit. Make this look like it's more of a metallic connection, or like it's made out of metal. Oh, let's erase this. Very good. Maybe just a little square would look more like a robot. Yeah, it's more like a robot, huh? Let's give those hatches. Make it look like it's got some depth. I'm just bringing these little stripes and making it come around the base of the eyeball to incorporate it a little bit better. I'm going to make it go around this side as well. Go. That looks a little bit more integrated, maybe. Alex is already saying, what shall we name it? We're not done yet. We got to keep rolling before we name it. Whoops, no pun intended. Even though he does have a wheel, and he's a rolling robot. Let's give shadow down here. There we go. Put a little heavier shadow later if we wanted, but that's good for now. This right here, I don't know if you guys saw me do this. This is one of my favorite ways to connect on little like funny caricatures. It's one of my favorite ways to connect. I'm sitting here pointing at my throat and my neck, but you can't see it because of the beard. It's one of my favorite ways to give the head a weight on top of a really simple neck, and that's just to, you know, give yourself a head, give yourself a little twiggy skinny neck, and then just boop. You just put a little bit of drop shadow in there. And it generally looks pretty cool. Looks pretty nice. Let's get that away though, because it's getting in the way of our robot boy. Let's give it a little bit of shadow back behind that eyeball. Yeah, here we go. This maybe looks too much like a real ear. Not really a fan of that. So let's give him something that looks more like a little, maybe not a radar, but like a little antenna coming off of his head. My screen dip out there for a second. There we go, that's something. That's a weird little ear. Like that. You're very punny. Alex is making fun of me. That's okay, Alex. Alright, maybe this robot doesn't scream tranquil immediately. To me, it looks like he's having a good time. Oh, let's put a little reflector light up here. Sorry, I keep getting distracted, but that's what happens. You draw something that's exciting, that has its own little bit of character going on, and then the more that you look at it, the more that you think about it, the more that it kind of starts to develop organically as you go. It's got a little headlight right there. Cool. But maybe he doesn't scream directly. Maybe he's not tranquil enough. So I just looked out of the corner of my eye and I saw something fluttering by. It could have been another bee. I'm just giving you a hard time, Alex. You're fine. I knew you were making fun of me. You're good, bud. But I just saw like a bee or a butterfly or something. This robot boy, he looks so excited about something. Let's give him a little buddy in the scene. Maybe let's just throw a butterfly right over here. Doesn't have to be anything crazy at all. Simple little butterfly. Throw some shapes in. Make it look like he's flying away a little bit. And then maybe, let's just give that little butterfly a trail. How about it? Let's do, I don't like that. Let's do this. No. Let's do, no, I don't like that. That's all right. It's not the flight of the bumblebee, it's the flight of the butterfly. There. Now, our robot's not so lonely. He's got a nice little buddy. Nice little buddy in tow. Maybe let's go ahead while we're here. We throw in some really simple little quick flowers, because why not? We've set up a scene. But what are those guys? Tulips? Put some tulips in there. I don't think tulips have leaves off the side. They may. I don't know. Very bad with flowers. Will it stay black and white, or will we add color later? So, Alex, since we're just kind of riffing off our assignment of a sketch a day, I will leave that up to you guys. In the big description that I put within our Google Classroom, the sound of you drawing on your iPad is so soothing. That's good. It's kind of a nice, right? Also, let me know if my audio is up way too loud. I've got my mic here, but I'm obviously, again, we're still working out kinks. Or if I'm sniffling too much, I'm sorry. I've got my allergies are a total nightmare right now. But Alex, back to your question. Will it stay black and white? I will leave that up to you guys. As this is part of your assignment, I want you to feel a little bit of authority over making that 100% decision. The goal of this assignment is to give you guys a little dose of creativity every day, because I know that we've got so much going on. I know that we're all stressed out and that we have a bunch of other assignments that we're still trying to sort through. And I know that learning online, from going to a school setting to online, has been chaotic. And I know that because as your teacher, I feel that. So you guys are not the only ones that are feeling the chaos of it. Like, we, as your teachers, are right there with you. And I think that art, especially now, I got a text from a friend the other day that she just came out of nowhere and she was like, hey, I know that it's hard, and this was also echoed by another buddy last week. I know that things are hard and difficult, but we have to remember that as artists, this is the time to kind of act, and that this is the time to do work, to really sit down and try to make something that's beautiful and exciting and engaging to the world. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. So even though at the level that we're at right now, we may not consider ourselves artists, art still has a therapeutic property that if you kind of jump in and you dive in and you invest yourself in it, you can find that for yourself. Because again, art is highly specific and personalized. That's my take on it anyways. So Alex, if you want to leave yours as like a pencil sketch, or if you're doing your illustrations on your Chromebook, then by all means, do it on your Chromebook. You can just keep it black and white. If you are really excited about what you've drawn, like I didn't think I was going to draw this silly, adorable robot today, then yeah, I may clean it up a little bit, do a new layer over top of it, and do it at a higher resolution so it's not so kind of fuzzy like it is right now. Like maybe if it was that and then blown up. And then maybe I'll do a quick little Instagram post, and I'll throw it up there with the prompts, the prompt list that I made. Give a shout out to Jake Parker, because this was originally his idea for Inktober. Just to try to say, hey, thanks. I am struggling with the best way to encourage and connect with my students in this strange time. And so I borrowed your idea, Jake, that you had been doing this for 2020 will be the 4th year of it, I think. So it's like 3 or 4 years. I took that idea and I applied it to my students in this weird time that we have. So thank you. This was my first prompt. Here it is. So I may do that, Alex. You, as my students, do not have to do that. I would like you to spend about 30 to 45 minutes, which we've probably spent, 30 minutes on this sketch today. We've been on the stream for almost an hour, around 50 minutes now. Yeah, so you don't have to color it. If you're feeling it, yeah, go for it. Give it some color. Give it a little bit of English. I will probably, going forward, we will just stream for an hour a day, because I don't want these videos, since we're not able to get everyone on. I was planning on doing 2 hours, but I don't want to overwhelm. I don't want to overwhelm the amount of videos that I'm posting with like the time stamp on them. I don't want to overwhelm the rest of our students that are not able to join us. I am still going to do these every day for about an hour. I will be going off the list that I generated, and I'll be here to chat, and I will be here to hang out. I will clean this up. I'll probably even put this fat burb up there. I'll move him. I'll get him in the picture, because how adorable. How adorable is this burb? Let's see. Yeah, maybe he can just be back here in the grass. Oh yeah, I love that. That's great. So I will clean this guy up off of stream, or should I stay on? I don't know. I just don't want our stream to become too much for our students that can't be with us right now. Let's flip this guy around and let's put him hiding back here, actually. Gotta take over the place that's tulip, that's fine. Yeah, it's pretty cute. Here's what I'm gonna do. Go in. I'm gonna use a fancy part of my iPad to do this. Copy paste that. See how dark it is. I'm going to copy this layer. I'm gonna go over to a new. You guys like this one? I started it the other day. It's a squirrel with a tiger head. Anyways, oh, I was gonna make a new. Let's make a new canvas. We're at a square. Let's paste what we got. See, look how small he is right now. I'm gonna tell it to fit the screen. It's way too big. I don't like the scale of it. Let's move this guy. Where do I want it? I don't want it all the way down. I want it here. That's where I'm going to go. I guess we'll just keep rocking and rolling for a little bit. At least for today, for the first stream. Since you guys are enjoying your time here. So this kind of can still apply to your Chromebooks. I have my sketch on this bottom layer. I came over to a new canvas, and I am going to turn the opacity down on the sketch layer, and over top I'm going to come in with a little bit more clean information, although it won't be perfect because that's not what I'm after. I am just looking to kind of understand what little shapes I've put in here a little bit better. Oh, I gotta quit moving my screen around like that so much. I'll just move it physically. The worst thing that you can do for your sketch when you're trying to go back and give it some more definition over here is to go incredibly slow like that. Because then you just get this thick black line. And it's not a bad look, but it is a look. I would prefer to still have these really loose, more organic lines. This one's even got a little bit more wiggle going on because I was trying to take it so slow. So just speed it up a little bit and I just keep the strokes like I did when I was sketching it. It's going to have a little bit more energy. It's going to be a little bit more visually exciting. For me, at least. Ah! I backed out of it. There we go. That's the line I wanted. Clean it up a little bit. It's looking a little bit better. Sorry I keep moving the screen around so much. It's just the habit of how I draw on my iPad. I may have to go check on my puppy dog in just a second. She's crying. Probably because she can hear me. Fender's a little weird there in the back, but that is okay for now. I'm not too upset over it. When you're done with that layer, what will you do with the first layer? Great question, Alex. So what I will likely do is just kick it away. You can already see how the sketch is looking way cleaner. We're able to get more definition kind of popping out where it wasn't before. We're able to establish like this overlap. Whoops. This overlap right there. We're able to get that a little bit cleaner. And then there's a very real possibility, because I've been trying to push myself lately to draw differently and to draw better. I may not even have this refined sketch show up in the final finished piece whatsoever. I may get rid of it wholesale. For instance, I had started a sketch inspired by the assignment that I gave you guys of COVID versus Hero, and I was using this kind of like this cut paper technique that I saw a guy that I follow on YouTube. He was showing off how to do it, and I was like, hey, that's a fun little like thing to sample and to try out. So I tried it, and it looks adorable. I didn't finish my sketch because I was deciding to switch gears and trying to shuffle things up and do something a little bit different than what we were doing. You can see my heroes over here, though. It's going to be this little rocket ship that looks like a bar of soap. This little rocket ship that's like a little thing of Lysol wipes, and then a rocket ship of Germex. But this little guy right here, he also started out as a sketch. I didn't just go straight into like making these cut paper shapes automatically. It started as a sketch, and then that sketch no longer appears anywhere in its little finalized piece, even though that whole thing isn't done. So sometimes we share it, or sometimes I say we, I'm referring to myself as many people. That's weird. Sometimes you keep the sketch, sometimes it goes away entirely. Hey, Miss Morgan's here. Hey, Miss Morgan. Back to our little tranquil robot, though. So, Alex, I hope that answers your question. I am more wordy on here than I am in class. I think I'm better about it in class, about not chatting so much. Okay, let's get some definition back on our little robot. I am just deciding on the fly that I want to go with kind of a more angular look up there around the eyeball. Kind of like that. Almost looks like a pair of glasses now. Just going to come in and get the rest of his eye situated. Get this little optic, let's call it an optic tube. And Alex, this is another great example where we're at now, that if I like something in the sketch, I will keep it. I'm not tracing it, I'm still shifting a little bit so that it looks cleaner. But I didn't really like the angle of this optic tube, so I'm going to shift it just a little bit in this, we'll call it a cleanup sketch. Something like that. Yeah, I think I like that a little better. Use this kind of like a little to give it some more perspective, maybe. Yeah, whatever. Just don't get too fussed on that. That's me telling myself that, not you guys. So we have that. I need to quit moving my screen. Just need to move my whole iPad. I'm also going to make this little tire kind of angular. Make it look a little bit more fun. Maybe we give it a little bit of like a flat. No, it's a new tire. It can't be flat. It's properly aired up. There we go. Let's get this little bit of shadow established down here where it's coming in contact with the ground. Just blend this. There we go. Let's give it a couple rocks. Maybe there in the way. I don't really like that beak. Hang on. I like the eye. So I kind of want this burb to be as round as possible, I think. I think the burb is cuter if it's like a perfect circle and it doesn't have any of these kind of angular lines going that we put in the robot. I'm going to adjust this little hairdo a little bit. There we go. Nope, don't like it. Oh, really don't like that. go. Oh no, I made an errant mark all the way up there. Oh, I fixed it. There. That's a pretty round burb. Can actually give his legs a little bit of thickness now that we're away from that thicker pin. He needs some kind of tail, doesn't he? Do I like that? No. I do like shifting this wing away from where I had it. I wasn't crazy about that. Maybe let's make that his wing. I really don't like this bottom. This guy. Yeah, kind of like that. Boop, boop. Yeah, I like that much better. Seems to be touched up a little bit. You like it better with 2 fingers rather than just the triangle? Is that what you're saying, Alex? I'll hold on a second. I'm going to take a sip of water. Alex says better with 2 fingers, but do you mean 2 fingers in the wing as is? Or like we had it the first time? Let me know. Wait, Alex. The 2 fingers as in 2 fingers inside this wing, or the 2 fingers that were like this? 1 or 2? Hey! First time. Alex says the first time. Miss Morgan says the new version. I'm gonna default with Miss Morgan on this one. I think I like these. I think I like the triangle better. Yeah, I think I just like the triangle a little bit better. This is a very young burb, right? Very little, cute little round burb. For those of us that have just joined us beyond not understanding what we're talking about because we keep saying burb instead of bird, my wife always calls really fat little birds burbs. B-I-R-B. Burb. I think I like it just because of the little tail feathers. Little tail feathers are a nice little element in there. So leave it in. Look what a simple line can do to an eyeball. Now this burb is a little terrified of this robot, right? So every little line does something crazy. Let's leave it as it is. Let's throw a little flower in here beside the burb. Just a little one. Oh my goodness, I keep messing up this flower. I don't really like that flower. It's a little too violent. Oh, I think I know what I'm doing wrong. Yeah, that's a little more approachable. Okay, put some crosshatch. Get it down there a little bit. Oh, we forgot our treads on our tires. Let's throw those in. Give them a bit more dimension now. Cool. Let's give our tire brand new little nubbins because we've got a brand new tire. This is a fresh robot. Brand new. Oh. Maybe we should add a little. Yeah, let's add a little air valve in here. It doesn't even look like an air valve. Okay, I may have messed that up. There's just not enough space in there. Alright, that's fine. There we go. Burp. Let's put some cross hatches in here. Separate it out. Give it some distance. Let's do the same to this whole back side of the tire. Down here. Let's put some underneath this little bit because this fender would cast a shadow, right? Alright. Very fun. Let's go over here. Let's extend our base out. Let's get some grass going. Maybe throw in a couple rocks over here too. So as humans, we kind of have this natural disposition towards trying to make things symmetrical instead of allowing things to be asymmetrical. So when it comes to like drawing grass like that, like I really wanted to just go up like this. Because I naturally have a little bit more of an inclination towards trying to make it feel more even. So we have to fight that. Put a little bit more shadow just down here. Fill out what's going on. Let's put a little shadow underneath this little bird's feet. Add a little underneath its wing. Nothing crazy. Oh, I said nothing crazy, then I got crazy. So we give the chicken an eyebrow. That's pretty funny. Oh, he's worried. No eyebrow on that chicken. I take it back. Okay, let's get these other little tulips or whatever drawn in. This little like caricature of a tulip. Let's give it a little collar because that's kind of cute looking. Putting down a little bit of shading between those two little layers of grass to create a little bit of separation, nothing crazy. Then let's draw our butterfly. Whoops, don't like that. obviously just making up whatever's going on with this butterfly. I don't know. Don't really like it. Let's go back. Let's simplify. Simple, simple. Ooh, didn't mean to do that. Nope, that looks like something from Nightmare Before Christmas. Put our butterfly's flight in. I don't generally like to use these little like float lines. But that's just personal preference. I'm using them today anyways, so who cares? Okay, there's a little guy. We could spend the rest of the day adding more detail in, rounding him out a little bit more. Let's get rid of our bottom layer. There he is, kind of frolicking around. Frolicking in a little meadow with this cute little bird with him. So hopefully you can see it's quite a bit cleaner. Maybe I shouldn't have gone with the little angular parts on this eyeball. I'll probably redo it. I actually really do like the angular tire though. That's a good decision, I think. Not so crazy about the eye. Definitely gonna have to rework it. Overall, the body definitely needs more detail based on how I got a little carried away with everything else down here. So this is now too simple. And these are kind of where I should hit the rest of the sketch, I think. And Alex, to kind of go back to what you were asking earlier, maybe I do keep this. Maybe I spend a little bit more time on the shading, and then I can go in very simply with a new layer. And if your shading is good underneath, if you've got a good bone structure to it, then you can just come in with flat color. Kind of a weird color for that flower. But when you come with a flat color, if you've got good shading, part of the bone's already there. So you can see how even with that shading being present, it starts filling out a little bit. I'm going to delete that layer for now because I don't want it. Tranquil. That's day one for me. Tranquil. Maybe my robot's saying tranquil. Who knows? Okay. That is it for today. We didn't go as long as I thought we would. But again, I want to work out some kinks a little bit. Maybe use something other than YouTube Live so that we can get more of us in here and we can hang out a little bit more organically than this. Since it seems like our school emails aren't really allowing a lot of us through. So, I'll figure it out. I'm still working on it. I miss you guys. I hope everyone's staying safe. Hope everyone's staying healthy. Hope you're taking care of yourself and that you're staying home. And as soon as possible, I look forward to seeing you guys. And I just hope that you have a good day. I'll be back here. I think I'm going to stream on YouTube regardless. So follow me here or whatever. And I will talk to you guys super soon. All right. Thanks. Bye, guys.